time for the deep dive. Every Monday, this is how we do it. College football now. We start with bad beats. Oh, man. Vandy. I was watching this live. I couldn't believe it. Vandy +9. Less than 2 minutes left. 4th and 1. Vandy's out of timeouts. They're at the Vandy 39. McElwain tells the players, hey, if you break it, fall down. The kid breaks it. Malik Davis, he runs it in anyways. On the way back to the sideline, McElwain's like, why didn't you fall down? They win by 14. Unbelievable if you took the points with Vandy.
And that's a brutal beat. I mean, you get a handful of these, 1 or 2 of these every year where the coach even tells the kid, get the first down, hit the ground. Here's a quote from Jim McElwain. Quote, we'll get that handled. Well, not going to do you any good if you had a bet on Vandy. Vandy was a right side in that ball game. There was just under 2 minutes to play. 4th and 1 from the 39-yard line. This is a no-brainer. Unfortunately, that bad beat. What do we say? They happen, and this was one of them. Brutal. Yeah, the Commodores plus the points.
Yeah, that was it. They get the first down. That's it. You take a knee, you run the clock out. The kid breaks it. How about this one?
Well, that's the thing. Is someone can get hurt.
Under. Yeah, right. Cal Oregon under 68.5. It's 17-7 at the half. Herbert gets hurt, the Oregon quarterback. The backup gets hurt. The star running back Freeman gets hurt. No big deal. Third string quarterback's in. Both teams combined for 31 fourth quarter points. Game gets over by a hook. 45-24 final. You got to be kidding.
Yeah, it's freaking brutal. It doesn't get a whole lot brutaler than that. But what it does, but just the hook.
Yeah, right.
Ended 68.5, and it finishes 69. So the Ducks' 3 fourth quarter touchdown drives, they all came under a minute. 2 of them started inside the Cal 25, so it wasn't even like they had to march up and down the field. But when you lose your top 2 starting quarterbacks, your starting running back, your leading wide receiver, those games aren't supposed to go over the total, especially when there's only 24 at the half. Yeah, tough beat for under battles, although there weren't a ton of those for that ball game.
What was this? Coastal Carolina against Louisiana Monroe. Line dropped from 10.5 to 7.5. At least you caught a break because they didn't kick the extra point. If you got in early, it's 45-43 Monroe. Last play of the game, sack, fumble, scoop, and score. They win 51-43. Oh, come on.
Yeah, the only reason we're going to talk about Coastal Carolina here on SportsBit is if it's a brutal beat or there's some bizarre point spread circumstance. And here it is again. The line gets bet from 10.5 to 7.5. It ends up that Monroe wins by 8 because of the fumble 6 in the final play of the game. That's tough, man. That's a sucker punch. That's a gut punch at the end of the night. Although it wasn't, whatever. Bad beat for any of you who had Coastal Carolina plus the points.
All right, this is fun. As always on a Monday, there's some bad bets. I don't get the UCLA money. Bad offense. They're lucky they won the game. Bet up from 4.5 to 7.5. They won by 4. East Carolina money on that and the under. Plus 26 down to 22.5. Total 77.5 down to 73. South Florida routed them 61-31.
The East Carolina money baffles me. Especially the under money. This is the worst defense in the nation. And when you're betting on the worst defense in the nation to do something against an up-tempo team with a bunch of playmakers, well, you end up with a 61-31 final. East Carolina, wrong. Under, wrong. UCLA, wrong. What about the Mississippi State money? Second straight week that we've seen big money towards Mississippi State. That line crashed on game day. Well, so did the bet. Bulldogs plus 10 down to plus 7.5. Auburn wins easily 49-10.
Dan Mullen 2-16 against ranked teams. Got to be kidding me. Air Force pick 'em, bet up to 3. New Mexico beat them 56-38. Bob Davies terrific. Connecticut plus 21 down to 17, lost 49-28 against SMU. And this was done based on history. But Oklahoma State, Texas Tech total 81 up to 85 fell 75.
Yeah, hey, the Red Raiders defense is better than it's been. And Oklahoma State, the offense hasn't been in the same level of sync the last couple of weeks. Over money flew in, or poured in, I should say, at the game, stayed double digits under the total.
All right, bad for the books. Friday night, it got up to a rough start. Utah State was a 3.5-point dog. They went off the favorite and beat BYU 40-24. Navy does it again. They start 4-0. They went up from 3 to 8 against Tulsa. They won by 10. And Georgia, we talked about those Tennessee issues, the infighting. Butch Jones has got to go. Georgia steamed up from 7 to 10 41-0 Bulldogs. Tennessee shut out for the first time since '94. Peyton Manning was a freshman.
Yeah, I'm going to talk with Dave Mason in the deep dive like we do for Tuesday's show every week. I'm confident he's going to tell me that the Georgia-Tennessee game was the single worst game for the house on Saturday. That was a bloodbath for bookies. There wasn't any buyers on Tennessee. Didn't matter how high that line got. He talked about Utah State beating BYU, beating the 1-4 BYU Cougars, +6 turnover edge. BYU led that game comfortably early, led by 2 touchdowns, ended up losing by 16.
Well, this might be the worst team in college football. Last week, they were a 1-point dog at home to Utah State, and they lost 61-10. They went on the road here in Vegas. It was bet up from 10-17, 41-13 UNLV, and they took it easy on them in the second half. And Northern Illinois, a ton of money there, plus 13.5 down to 9.5. They lost, but they got the money. San Diego State won 34-28.
Yeah, I mean, and okay, you want to talk another bad beat that didn't make the bad beat section? And this is one I had in my pocket. That's why I'm talking about it. That UNLV San Jose State over. All right. You got 35-13 at the half. All right.
Yeah.
Total close, what, like 62? All right. Second half totals 30.5. So in-game totals at 78.5. Second half produces a grand total of 6 points. The last 2 drives, both teams ended on the opposing team's 1-yard line. You had missed field goals. You had turnovers in the end zone. It was a screw job. But San Jose State, they look pretty rough. And when you're getting blown out by Utah State and following that up, guy getting blown out by UNLV, expect a major market adjustment for the Spartans this week. They are dropping like a rock in the overall aggregate power rating.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.